Oh, good afternoon. It's Wednesday, and if you think I look cold, I bloody well am. I'm overlooking the lake here in Mannering Park in New South Wales, and it's very overcast. Anyway, looking ahead at Melbourne, we're looking at Wednesday, the remainder of Wednesday. The maximum temperature today is 21. On Thursday, could get up to 26, but then there's going to be a few showers, and that's going to continue on Friday. But Saturday will be fine, and I am hoping, because as you know, it's Caulfield Cup day on Saturday, and we're going to go into it. But first of all, let me get to my GTX Windform program, and I've got everything set up there. Well, in actual fact, the interesting thing about this shows my consensus rating, which takes in a few bits of information and throws it together. And it says by consensus, that's a number of rating programs and markets and so on. It has Elias on top from Zardezi and Buckaroo. Buckaroo I'm a little bit concerned about. And Land Legend comes up here at number 4. Anyway, so the interesting thing is you can see what's looking like here. This is a picture of the expected finish. Well, it's not going to be that close, of course. But when we look at the speed map instead, we can see how it breaks it all out. So it's saying, okay, Duke de Caesar is going to be up there. Young Worth is going to be up there. Elias is going to be up there from barrier 21. Well, it'll come into at least 18. And looking at some of the others, we've got Buckaroo and Warp Speed are way back. Anyway, not to worry. So what I'm going to do now is convert it to my Windform ratings. And I switch that over, and here I've got Deny Knowledge on top from Land Legend, Knight's Choice, Zardezi, Duke de Caesar, and so on. But the very interesting thing is a horse that I really like in this race is Warp Speed. That's actually run some of the fastest 2400 metres times that you can imagine. Not that it's a particularly, what would I say, consistent runner. It's from Japan, as you can see. Only 4 wins out of 22. The annoying part about this on a good track, 15 starts for 3 ones, raced on a fast track, gone very well. Has been able to win first up. So hoping it can happen again. Now, if you have a look at here at Tokyo, first up by 3,400 metres. Unbelievable. Only beaten 1.6 lengths. And back in October was first up, only beaten a length, and that was over 2,400. And then back here, first up, and that was over 2,400. So I'm hoping that it can do something again. Now, one of the reasons I'm keen on it, well, you might have a bit of a laugh at this, but let's have a look here. Warp Speed, and I'm looking at VicBet and VicBet Racing. And I'm actually looking at my account. I've got a spare 9,000 or so I can kick around in the race. And Buckaroo is the favourite at $4. A real slight drift so far. And Warp Speed, 20's out to 21 and a little push back into 20. And down here we've got Elias is going to be the second favourite, obviously. And you can see that it's a huge wide betting race outside those few. So very interesting. But the other thing I wanted to show you, and let's hope this works out. So I'm just going to put on a single bet here. Now let's get on to Warp Speed here. And I'm going to ask for the best total start price. Okay. So if I click that in, it's the best of the 3 totes or the starting price. Now, if I use my VBest token, see there's 4 VBests each day. If I use that, and I'll just put $1 on that because that's not what I'll be using, but it says it will increase my odds to the best of 3 totes or SP plus an additional 12%. So just confirm that. Silly bet, but just showing it happens, right? So as far as I know, there's no particular reason why you can't get that on anything. And what did I back? Warp Speed at the price. The other alternative is here, I could have backed best of the best here. And that's going to be the best of top fluctuation or the best of 3 totes and starting price. And how can you lose? You've got all the options in there. And quite frankly, for example, say that opened on the day at $20, which it's likely to do. And then it's going to say firm to $10, which maybe it won't, maybe it will. You would get the top fluctuation, which at that stage would have been $20, which is probably 10 points better than what it was going to start. That's going to even be better than the best bet boost. And the reason I put it in here if I was going to is to probably try and get the best price. But really, you can back several horses here. So I think I'd want to, if I was having a Dutch bet, I would back Land Legend. I would back LES because I think that's a chance. Obviously, I'm going to back Warp Speed because the figures don't relate because they're from Japan. They can't be allocated correctly. And of course, someone, Buckaroo, I think would be more of a saver because I have my doubts about whether it's going to be at its peak at 2,400 metres. The other thing I'd like to do is have a, well, I've already had, to be honest with you, I've already backed Warp Speed in the Melbourne Cup. Strangely enough, the price in the Melbourne Cup is only $15. And what that's taking into account is that if Warp Speed doesn't win, but runs in the first 3 or 4 runners, for example, runs a good race, then it is going to firm in a lot more than the current price of $15. So we're going to leave that. I'd like you to subscribe. I'd like you to like. Feel free to leave your opinion. People put some funny opinions on and say, hey, you don't know what you're talking about, etc., etc. Doesn't matter. Those same people were saying that when I got the 50-1 winner of the Caulfield Cup back about 2016 or 17 or whenever it was. And I also said that when I got the 100-1 Melbourne Cup winner and said, oh, we wouldn't back that. That's obviously a mistake. Well, it's not. Okay. So I'm going to say goodbye. Thanks for watching once again. I do need your subscription, please, even though I get no cash out of it. And I do want you to indicate whether you liked the presentation I've given you. You might say I've covered up in a very small amount of information, but I've given you 3 various ways of looking at, plus introduced the current market. What more can I do except say thanks for watching and goodbye.